Got enough arm, he's got enough zip and accuracy. He seems to have some confidence and some swagger to him, and I was very, very impressed. This kid's going to be a starter in the National Football League. I keep this clip of this tape because when he starts, I'm going to say, I told you so.
Aidan O'Connell from Purdue is a guy that I know Mick Lombardi, the offensive coordinator, went to his pro day. Josh McDaniels compares his release to a guy named Tom Brady. This is a guy they've loved.
Next Tom Brady, the next Brock Purdy. Amazing, that's in the same sentence. I would say Aidan O'Connell from Purdue.
Then you have to be locked in order to succeed, so I'm just trying to be locked in on every play.
The Las Vegas Raiders defeated the San Francisco 49ers at home, but the biggest story of the day goes beyond the game. The Las Vegas Raiders might quite possibly have the best quarterback in the 2023 NFL Draft. We're going to break down everything that happened and talk about a new number 4 on the Raiders. We're talking AC4. So the Raiders completely dominated this preseason game, and I know it's just preseason, it's mainly backups playing, but it just showed how much depth this team has, especially on the defensive side of the ball. We did not even see Marcus Peters, we did not even see players like Max Crosby, but the San Francisco 49ers were only able to put up 7 points throughout all 4 quarters, and this is also after the reports that we've had at training camp that the Raiders are getting tons of interceptions and turnovers, even picking off Brock Purdy multiple times in one day. So even though it is preseason, you saw people splash who you could possibly see playing this year. Luke Masterson was doing a decent job at linebacker. Amari Burney, the rookie 2023 draft pick from the Florida Gators, got himself a sack at the linebacker position today. And you also saw Duke Shelley do decent today and even had some offensive PI against him that did not get called. And the dude was still able to ball out. And Trey Lance was sacked 4 times in this game. And keep in mind, the San Francisco 49ers have spent multiple first-round picks on this guy. If I'm them, I'm pulling my hair out that they had this bust of a draft pick. And what's crazy is the best quarterback on the football field during the game was not a first-round pick, not a second or a third, but a 4th-round pick out of Purdue in 2023, AC4 Aidan O'Connell. And the dude repped that number 4 jersey well. He lived up to the hype and the greatness of number 4 by getting 141 yards, a 117 passer rating, 1 touchdown, and he just looked flawless. What I liked the most about the guy was not just some of these deep throws that actually got called an incompletion that were really nice throws, or some of the general production that he had. That's not even the best part about his performance today. The best part about Aidan O'Connell today is the fact that the Raiders were just in and out of the huddle, did not seem confused at all. He just seemed already like a professional, mature quarterback who could keep the offense organized and moving. And I've been watching preseason all week. I've been watching all these rookie quarterbacks. Okay, CJ Stroud, 1st-round pick. What did his first drive end up being? Well, a pick. And then you had the same thing happen with Anthony Richardson, who was selected number 4 by the Indianapolis Colts. And I'm looking at all these people drafting a quarterback quite high, and then you got Aidan O'Connell, even according to CBS, who never gives the Raiders any credit. I mean, come on, let's just be honest about that. They're even saying that Aidan O'Connell, out of all the rookie quarterbacks in preseason week 1, had the 4th highest rating. 4th highest rating out of all rookie QBs. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, the Browns' backup rookie quarterback from UCLA, was rated number 1, but I think he's kind of overhyped just because he's a mobile QB, so he has those flashy highlights. So I think people just kind of hype that up a lot because it looks prettier. But Aidan O'Connell, I mean, I'm looking at this guy. I'm seeing how he's performing against the San Francisco 49ers, which has been, I hate to say it, a productive football club over the past few years. And I'm watching this guy go 15 of 8 and just have such a productive day today. And I just cannot imagine him not taking the number 2 quarterback spot. That guy looked like he's ready to go. And what I always liked the most about this guy, even when the Raiders drafted him, was his size. 6'3", 210 pounds. You have some of these other quarterbacks, even Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who everybody's all on from the Cleveland Browns. These guys just look too small to me to be a professional quarterback right away. And Aidan O'Connell does not have that size issue, and then he shows that he has the mental side of the game as well. And here's the thing, dude definitely made his case to be number 2 QB. Also makes fans feel a lot more comfortable if he's behind Jimmy G in case Jimmy G ends up being, well, you know, what Jimmy G's done over his career, and I hate to say it, but in case that happens, you got Aidan O'Connell in there, which has to make you feel a little more confident. And you know I've been skeptical about genius Josh McDaniels, especially after the blown leads last year. But if him and Ziegler end up finding this diamond in the rough, I don't see how they don't win the entire fan base over. And I think they did some good research on this guy, Aidan O'Connell. He's dealt with some adversity. You hear about the tragedy that happened with his brother during the season at Purdue. And this guy was able to battle through all of that. So I feel like they really did their research on the type of character that this guy has. And if I'm Josh McDaniels and I want to prove that I'm just such a genius, you're going to want to find a diamond in the rough like Aidan O'Connell. Rather than drafting somebody in the first round or having a high-paid quarterback, they're going to get all the credit. You're not going to be able to get the credit for being the genius coach. So I think from his perspective, he would want somebody like Aidan O'Connell to definitely work for him long term. It would show that it's McDaniels' own doing, not something like Tom Brady getting all the credit, Aaron Rodgers getting all the credit. This seems like it's more his game if he really wants to be Mr. Genius Josh. And now everybody's trying to take credit for thinking that Aidan O'Connell was dope. And you even have Ian Rappaport talking about how he knew back in the day he could be the next Tom Brady and Brock Purdy.
The next Tom Brady, the next Brock Purdy, which amazing that's in the same sentence. I would say Aidan O'Connell from Purdue.
And Aidan O'Connell, even though he was at Purdue, did have some great games, especially in 2021 against Ohio State, 390 yards. Against Michigan State, 536 yards. Dude was a monster in 2021, and he's on Purdue. He doesn't have the greatest talent around him like CJ Stroud, who's at Ohio State and has all the best receivers around him the whole entire time.
Overall intelligence, processing speed. I don't know where he's going to get drafted. I don't think he's going to be a first rounder, but Aidan O'Connell is someone to keep an eye on.
And he definitely showed the intelligence today, like I was saying earlier, keeping the team organized, no delay of games, getting in and out of the huddle.
You know, definitely some things to work on still, but it was fun to be out there, live action, and, you know, bullets are really flying. It's a little different when you play quarterback. Even when you practice against another team, they can't tackle you in practice, and they can now. So just to add a level of, you know, the juice is a little more. So it was a lot of fun to be out there.
And you know the Niners are bad because you even have Niners reporters talking about how horrible it was for them. The Raiders dropped 2 picks and they were still winning by 27 points. It was a complete blowout and it could have been worse. The Niners are lucky that the Raiders dropped some of those interceptions. Amari Burney, the rookie from the Florida Gators, dropped one of these interceptions as well. He could have had an even bigger day. So it is preseason. Yes, it doesn't matter. It's too early. It's not legit. But I still think it was a productive preseason. It gave Raiders fans a lot to look forward to. You have a young QB who's coming up right now, and you also have a defense that is definitely making strides and definitely getting better. We are going to be live for every preseason game like we were today, so make sure you check that out next week when the Raiders go up against the Los Angeles Rams. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.